Two sides, same mic, episode 3. We are back. It's your boy, Kid J. Scott. I'm here with my amazing co-host,
Leah Tanner.
So Leah, tell me how you been.
I have been highly stressed out. It is, for me, it's midterms. I have my last midterm tomorrow. So after tomorrow, I feel like I'll be good.
Okay, you're good. Wait, your last midterm's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is my last midterm.
You still made it here to do the podcast.
I did. I am committed.
I definitely appreciate that. The commitment is crazy. I love it. I'm glad. Again, no diss anyone has a therapist, but this is my therapy, so that's why I love to come here, because I'm always like, right now, I have a podcast, so it's like that's my therapy. Again, to go back into the feedback, I feel like the feedback has been really, really great. Every time we drop an episode, I get calls. People are asking about me. People are asking about you. So I do love that. And I want to make an announcement that we are branching off. Moving forward, this will be dropped on the Two Sides Same Mic YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We also have the Two Sides Same Mic Instagram. And when y'all see this, we will have the Two Sides Same Mic TikTok. So make sure you like, follow, hit us up on all platforms. We're about to spam y'all some footage. Yeah.
And I want to give a special shout out to all of our Chaparral people who have been showing up and showing extra love to the podcast. So speaking of that,
I love that.
We do have a guest that we are going to be bringing on next week.
Ooh.
So super excited for that. So we have a guest, a male guest that we'll be bringing on next week. A lot of you know and love him. So yeah, we'll leave that surprise for next week, but I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise. I like that we're going to start bringing guests. And if you want to be on the podcast, you want to show up, you think you got what it takes, and then come on by, because, now it's on y'all. So now if the podcast sucks, it's on the guest's fault. I'm just kidding. So we're here. I want to get right into the topics. We're going into flirty versus, what was it again?
Flirty versus friendly.
So, yeah, flirty versus friendly. Like, what is the borderline? Like, when can it be too much? All that. So, I want to share a story. This just happened last night. So, obviously, I always tell people I work in the hospitality industry, but I'm going to just tell you, I'm a bartender. It is what it is. I'm a bartender, and sometimes, as a bartender, like, I'm working for my tips. So, if a girl's a little tipsy, if she's like, just being extra flirty, extra friendly, I'm gonna entertain it, because I want that tip. So, like, last night, there was a girl, she was just super extra flirty. So I was just being flirty back, and usually it's just, they just pay, they tip, and they leave, but she actually left her number. So it was just kind of like, oh, wow, did I take this too far? So, yeah.
So, were you also interested, or you were just more of just, like, you were just flirting for that tip?
To be honest, I feel like that I flirt more with other guests, but I feel like this one in particular, she was just like I really didn't do anything extra for this one, but she just left her number, and I was just like, oh, wow, this is kind of crazy. I was like, what's your name? I'm John. Hi, how's it going? And then she was like, oh, wow, I love it here. And I was like, I'm glad you're having fun. Here's your check. And then I got the check, and I was like, oh, cool, she tipped. And then I seen her number. I was like, oh, wow, that might have went not as I expected.
So the question is, are you going to text her?
Oh, definitely not.
No? All right, so definitely just for the tip. Okay.
I did see that she had a area code where we live, so she's definitely a local, but I'm cool. Because I meet a lot of tourists, but I'm okay. I think I'm okay with this one. I think I'm okay.
Okay, all right. So for you, like, okay, so you gave that example, but, like, how do you think for you, like, I guess outside of work too, how is it for you, like, when for you, are you being too friendly versus being flirty, and how do you tell the difference between the two?
I feel like, again, I always mention this during our podcast, but I feel like there's a thin line. So I do feel like that sometimes I just want to give you another example. This is a coworker, and me and her, we have no sexual chemistry. I don't try to talk to her in that type of way, but lately she's been getting, like, dressed up to come to work. So I'm just like, oh, wow, like, you look different today. And she's like, you can tell she's, like, self-conscious. She's like, oh, my God, like, in a bad way. I'm like, no, like, no disrespect, but it looks like you had time to get ready today. She was like, oh yeah, I did have time. I got to show everyone that I'm that bad, that bad girl. And I'm just like, all right, cool. So then same thing. Yesterday she came to work and she was just all dressed up. So I complimented her again. But sometimes I feel like it's like in my industry, we're in the tip world. So you should always look your best. So it's like, for me, I'm just kind of like elaborating that, oh, maybe you should always constantly dress up. And I'm not gonna lie, she actually made more money, so it's just like I feel like she's making more tips. So it's just like, for me in that situation, it's like I'm just trying to compliment you to make sure that you're kind of doing better at your job type of thing. But I can also see how sometimes that could be kind of like, borderline like flirty, like, oh wow, this guy works and look beautiful 2 times in a week. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dang. So it is like a thin line.
No, definitely it is. And I was going to say, like, so outside of work though, like for you, how do you show up friendly versus flirty, like outside of your job?
I feel like, let's say if I'm at a bar or if I'm at like a Starbucks, I just like complimenting people. Like sometimes I feel like it'll make your day. Like sometimes just to be like, oh, like let me tell this girl that she looks good today, or that she did this well today, or oh wow, maybe I'm at Starbucks and it's like, oh, this is the best, I don't know, Americano I ever got. This is the best. Like, you know what I mean, just to kind of compliment them. So I feel like it is a thin line, and sometimes it's rough. Like sometimes you gotta set in stone like that I'm not flirting with you. And that's when it becomes hard, especially like, let's just say if you go to Starbucks every morning and it's the same girl and you're complimenting her, and then it gets to the point where it's like, oh, well, like, what are you doing this weekend? It's just like, oh, I work, I'm sorry, or you make up something. But it's weird, like in a outside of work, because at least at work, it's like I see you every day. So it's like I'm more comfortable with just telling you like, I'm good. But when you see someone like out every day and they get the wrong impression, it's just like, dang, like I now don't want to come back here anymore. Like, thank goodness there's a Starbucks at every corner now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a lot of those examples that you gave were kind of just like more friendlier ones, right? So like for you, when you're actually into somebody, how are you going to show up? Like,
I let it be known.
Okay.
I'm not wasting no time.
Okay.
I'm like, you're beautiful. Like, you got a boyfriend. Like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, I'm going full blown.
Okay, so
but I do feel like that's after a few interactions. Like, let's just say again, we'll use Starbucks. Say there's that girl at Starbucks, but you're feeling her. It's like, let me kind of test out the waters. Let me like talk to her a little bit here and there, kind of like pre-screen her to see if she has like a boyfriend or like that. And then I feel like if it's the right moment, then I'm gonna attack. But I let it be known, like I let it be known that like when I'm being flirty, I'm being flirty.
Well, that's good. So you leave no room for confusion. Exactly. So they know that you're being flirty, so that's good.
But here's the other thing, because I feel like a lot of guys can attest to this, but it's like, I feel like sometimes I'm just a natural flirty person. So I just feel like that sometimes it's just like a lot of people can just take it some type of way. No,
I feel that way too, because I feel like I naturally also have a very flirtatious personality, and I feel like for me, like when I am into somebody, like I am not like, I get very like shy or whatever, but like naturally my personality comes off as very flirtatious to a lot of people, and it does people do get very confused. I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm like not flirting with you. Like this is just like, but so yeah, that can be kind of hard, because I feel like when you're just naturally have that personality, like it can get a little bit confusing. But like for me, like that's what I would say about for me. Like I'll be like, I guess I come off naturally flirtatious, but and then I'm the opposite. Like when I'm actually into somebody, I'm not going to be like as flirtatious, but so definitely just my personality.
So has that ever like backfired? Like, have you ever, can you share a story? Have you ever had a story where it's just like you felt like maybe you were just being like natural flirtatious and they took it the wrong way and they were just like, oh, what's up? Like,
yeah, I feel like one time I was at a baseball game and I was with a friend, and I was getting a drink at the bar, and I don't remember exactly what the conversation was with the bartender, but I don't know, again, if he was being like flirty or if, again, like this is his job or whatever, but I was not into him, and like I was just being like my natural self, just like talking or whatever, just like natural conversation, just going with the flow of the conversation. And then when I left, my friend was like, dang, like, okay, like, are you into him? Why didn't you get his number? And I'm like, no, like, this is just, I was just being like having a natural conversation, but like he didn't ask for my number in that situation. But yeah, I don't know. I can't, that's like the most recent thing that I can think of, but definitely there's been times for sure when I've had that situation happen, and it definitely has backfired. And then it makes it like awkward though, because it's like, or when it's like maybe like a male friend, and and then it's like, oh no, like I was just not being flirtatious. Like I'm just trying to have
No, like I'm gonna go in super code, but like I remember one of my exes, like we're at like a club one time, and I guess maybe I'm just being naturally flirty, and then finally like we're just chilling. I had run into her at the club. We're just like chilling. From my perspective, I feel like, oh, I'm just being friendly because it's like I've known you for most of my life, like, you know what I mean? And then my homie finally, we're all kind of lit. My homie's just like, hey, let me talk to you real quick. Like, you trying to get at the friend? I'm like, no, it's not even like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not even like that. And then she like tries to hold my hand. I was just like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go. No. We gotta go.
What did you do?
Maybe you were right.
Yeah. What did you do when she tried to hold your hand?
I held it for maybe like I held it for like 30 seconds, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a drink. And then I got a drink, and I was just like, oh, it's time to get on up out of here. Let me leave.
Wait, so why did you hold her hand back if you were not even like?
Because she just grabbed it. It was shocking, and I was just like, all right. So I pulled one of these, and I was like, oh, let me get a drink. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. So definitely it can be confusing for sure. Friendly versus flirty. So I don't know. Do you have any more?
No, I feel like just me being a bartender, like it just happens so much because it's just like I'm dealing with women who are coming to Vegas, and this whole, everything in Vegas, like, you know what I mean, stays in Vegas. So it's just like I don't feel like I'm ugly. So it's like they're just constantly drinking, and maybe I can't explain it. Like I try not to be flirty, and it's just like sometimes it's just like, oh, what time do you get off? Like, is it worth me staying around till you get off? And it's just like, well, I just feel like it's like a bartender thing. But then I feel like it ruins like my other life. Like, because it's like people just think like, oh, he's a bartender, he's a whore. And it's just like, it's not even like that. Like, you knew how many women I turned down. It's just like, it's not like that. Like the other day, the girl who I was talking to, I was like, hey, I just got off work. It was super late, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, let's go eat. Like, I got you, blah, blah. And then she had texted me like an hour too late, and she was like, oh, let me guess, you probably already invited someone else. And I was just like, no, not at all. Like, I'm by myself now because you didn't answer. But it's like, I feel like that's the perception.
No, it is. I mean, I don't know why. I was just thinking about, like, on the way here, like, I was just thinking about kind of, like, a lot of the past guys that I dated, talked to, met on dating apps or whatever. They're, like, I've dated, like, a good majority of bartenders, too. And I do feel like that is definitely, like, the perception that they have. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's a little true, but... well, at least for the ones that I've dated, like, but yeah, so definitely they do have that perception for sure. Yeah. And so I was gonna ask for you though, like, how for like when you were in a relationship and you were still like, how did that like?
Okay, so perfect. I'm glad you brought this up because I was gonna bring this up. So there was a point in time where me and my ex bartended together, like at the same bar, which that was terrible. Like, oh my gosh, like you can work with your like partner, but not like let's say if I was a bartender, she was a server, that worked out. But bartending together was a mess. But we had an understanding. It was just like we had an agreement. We communicated like, hey, as long as we don't give our number out, that was our thing. So like, I'm be honest, let's just say we got a table, right? And it was some guys. I'm like, oh, they're not going to tip me. Like, you should go take this table because they're going to tip you because you're a woman. Same thing. Let's say if it was some girl, she'd be like, all right, you're going to go take this table. And that's how we had it.
Okay. Well, that's good that, like, you guys talked about it before, and so there was no issues. But.
Yeah, but we had that communication. And, yeah, of course, like, sometimes just in the industry, I feel like you just have to come off naturally flirty. But as long as you don't take it too far and you communicate that, then I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's good.
And then like when I start working like at a busier bar, it was like obviously again I can be very flirtatious, but at the end of the day I would never take it too far. Like I would never like even if someone would leave their number, I would always throw it away. I would never take another girl's number just out of respect.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah. Because it happens a lot. And I would always tell people, like, even if I came off flirtatious, if I feel like it got too far, I'm like, oh, I have a girl. Like, oh, I've been with her. She's the one. They'd be like, oh, are you happy? Of course I'm happy. Like, I just told you I have a girl. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I always made it transparent.
That's good. And
Yeah.
so since you've been single, when these situations come up, like if you get the number, you'll just whatever, and then just not text them.
Oh, yeah,
Or
sometimes.
unless
It
you're
depends.
really
Because I've gotten a few numbers, like, right when I got in a relationship, these 3, oh, my goodness. I ain't gonna lie. I was just like, wow, this is what I've been missing out on. There was 3 of them, and they came up, and they were just like, we love you. You're the best bartender ever. And I was like, thank you so much. And then literally when I was leaving, they were like, oh, you're leaving? Come have a drink. And I was like, I'm not really trying to have a drink here, like, right now. Like, that's kind of weird, like, at my job. And I was like, oh, well, take us out tomorrow. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, them I wasn't going to turn down. So I was like, of course. I'm like, I'll take you out tomorrow. So I was off the next day. So, yeah, we all hung out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But it has to be, like they were cool. They were cool, very attractive. And they just seemed very cool, very humble. You know what I mean? And they just wanted to have fun. So I was like, all right, that's cool. I'll take y'all out. But a lot of times I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Because it's still that thin line at work. Like, it's just weird. Like, I'm not that guy I don't want to be on, like, a Yelp, like, oh, this bartender, like, you know what I mean? Like, I take him out on a bad date or something, and then next thing you know, I'm a Yelp review.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I'm
would
a
be
Google review.
a little tricky. But yeah, so would you say for the from your perspective, just kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier, but like with how bartenders usually do get that kind of reputation, like is
Oh yeah,
is
for
that,
sure. For sure. Because then I just feel like also, like, a lot of women I do hang out with, it's like, I mean, we talked about this in the previous podcast about, like, a long-distance relationship. And not saying that I'm going to meet someone to get in a long-distance relationship, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, I'll meet these women. Sometimes we'll go out, and then after that, it's just like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're flying out Wednesday. I don't hear from them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's also kind of, I don't know, it kind of sucks having that reputation as well. So that's why a lot of women I meet at my job, I'm just like, because it's just like, I know you only want to hang out or, like, have fun for this 1 or 2 days you're in town, and then once you're gone, you're gone.
Okay.
So, yeah. It sucks. It sucks in my position. Again, I'm going to just go to Barnes & Nobles and try to.
Go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, that would definitely be hard, but yeah.
Do you have any more stories where you've been too flirty or let me ask you a question. Have you ever been somewhere and, like, maybe a bartender and they've been too flirty with you? And you were just like, damn, maybe this guy's feeling me.
Not that I mean, unless, like, I was just completely oblivious to it. I mean, yeah, not really with a bartender.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Anyone? Well, of course.
Yeah.
But, so what, just somebody being, like, just, like, overly
Yeah. Like, have you ever
flirtatious?
dealt with that from the other end?
Yeah, definitely. And then sometimes
How did you, like,
too,
react to it?
well, okay, so sometimes I do have, like, sometimes I could be very bad on picking up if somebody is flirting or if they're just, whatever. So I feel like, yeah, just for me, like, I don't know, just has to be, like, very clear because I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, like, maybe they're just like being nice or this is just like their personality. But yes, I've definitely had it before. And then it is like a little bit awkward. Especially if they're like somebody that you have to like keep seeing.
I know.
So it's like really awkward because you're like, oh no, like I was just trying to be like friendly and now like, I don't know, I think you took it the wrong way. So yeah, I can definitely leave for some awkward conversations. But yeah, I definitely had it before, but I can't think of like a story like right off the top of my head.
Oh, I got you. So, okay, I'll share a story. This is a little, so okay, one time I'm at a karaoke spot, right? So I feel like a karaoke spot is like the safe spot. It's safe. So I meet this girl, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at her from afar, and I'm just like, she's my type. She is gorgeous. So I walk up to her and I'm just like, oh, hey, like, to make conversation. She had like someone's name tattooed. So I'm like, man, probably her boyfriend's name. Let me make sure. I was like, oh, I see you got like whose name is that? She's like, oh, that's my kid's name. So I'm already kind of just like, oh, she got a kid. She's like, yeah, this back one's my other kid's name. And I was just like, oh, you got you got 2 kids. And she's like, oh, I just had a third like 2 years ago. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna still attempt this. So I was just like, I bought her a shot, bought her a drink, blah blah. We're cool. And then she's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna take you out. She's like, yeah, I would love to go on a date. I'm just like, cool, blah blah. So then we're like texting, and then I want to say, I'm not gonna ego on this podcast, but I want to say she just stopped texting me one day. So I was just like, whatever. So then I'm bartending at I'll never forget, it was the Kendrick Lamar concert. I'm bartending the Kendrick Lamar concert, and then I just see her. I see her walk up like to the line. I was like, oh hell no. So I like ignore the line. Like I walk in the back.
Oh my gosh.
So I come back and she's still in line. So I'm just like, so I feel she looks up at me and she sees me, and then she just looks away. So I'm like, you know what? I want this to be awkward. So I'm just like, next. And then she ignores me. I'm like, next. And then she like comes to the line. So I'm not gonna lie. I just bought her a drink or whatever. And then my phone vibrates and I look and she followed me on Instagram right after the drink. And I was like, that's so weird. And then she texted me. She's like, oh my God, I thought that was you. And to this day, I just never text back. It was just like, that's so awkward.
Very awkward. So with that story, it made me think of something though. So for you, because you have a son, right? And so is for you, like, is that a turnoff for somebody who has kids?
It sucks, and I hate to even put this out there, but I feel like that because I'm in my son's life, I feel like that even like when it comes to his mom doing anything, we can basically split up him half and half. Like if she has stuff to do, then he can stay with me, vice versa. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a lot of women with kids, the dad's not really in their life, and then it's hard out here, so their parents work. So it's just like a lot of times, like it's just like, I'll be honest, I can be selfish. So it's just like, oh, hey, let's go do this, let's do that. And then they can't because they don't have a babysitter. So it's just like, that's why it's kind of like, not a turn off, but it's just like, ugh.
Well, yeah, turn off.
Like it's hard. It's hard when it comes to a single mom.
Right.
I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
No, that makes sense. I just wanted to see what it was like from like your perspective, like for somebody that already has kids. Like,
yeah. So that's why it's just like, unless they have older kids, but then it's just like, because we're in that age group where it's like if their kids are too old, it's just like, damn, when did you have your first kid? Like that's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like we like the same stuff, you know what I mean? Like that kid's kind of older, you know what I mean? And then if they're too young, it's just like, I don't know. Like this girl, I ain't gonna lie, just like like not saying she couldn't be out, but it's like her kid was like less than 2 years old. It's just like,
okay.
This is insane right now.
Yeah. No.
But yeah.
I mean, yeah, like for me, for somebody that doesn't have kids, like I've dated men before that have kids, but my preference is I would like prefer not to. So I was just wondering like how it was for.
Exactly. And why is that? So you meet the perfect guy. He's perfect. You're into him, but he has, let's just say, a 7-year-old.
So, I mean, a couple of reasons for me, because I think one of the main reasons, so I grew up like in a blended family, and for me personally, like I would just want like me and my husband or whatever. I just want, just like, I don't know, there's like a lot of drama that come with blended families. So that's like something that like I don't want to like, I don't know, like it sounds bad, but it's just like I just want, like just me and my spouse and our kids. But I don't, there's just like a lot of extra stuff that, comes into play when there's like another woman and all that stuff and like drama. And so that's just something that I would prefer not to. Yeah. Just from like.
So are you open to it though?
So like I said, like I have been, but so it's not like
I'm
it's
guessing
like totally
I'm guessing that
off,
not to cut you off, but I'm guessing that it just never worked out.
It's never worked out. But like I am open to it. I have dated guys that like have kids, but then in the back of my mind I'm like, ooh, like Yeah, it is kind of like but it, like you said too, like it is hard too because like we are at this age where like, like usually at our age, like people already have like kids. So it
Yeah.
does definitely make the dating pool a lot harder. But yeah, that is something that like I would prefer not to have.
Yeah. You ever seen that show Pop the Balloon?
No.
Oh. So long story short, they have like a lineup of people, and they go over like their red flags. So just like, let's just say you be like, oh well, I don't want like a guy with kids, and then like I guess they would like pop their balloon. So you're saying like, let's just say you go on a dating show and there's 10 guys, and 8 of them have kids. You're popping all their balloons. You're saying you 8 are disqualified. I'm only focused on you 2 now.
So I mean, there's a lot of other factors that have to come into play too, but I mean that, like I said, like that would be something that like I would prefer not. It's not like gonna be like a complete hard no, but there's like a lot of, I don't know, there's like a lot of other factors that have to come into play too with that. I feel like.
I get you. All right, next topic. We're gonna talk about
can guys and girls, women and men of the opposite sex, can they be friends? Can they be truly friends?
I feel like that. I'm gonna start it. Or do you want to start it? Because I started the last one.
I'll go ahead and start this one. So I would say that they cannot. Like, in my opinion, I feel like men and women of the opposite sex, that they cannot just be friends, because at the end of the day, I feel like somebody is going to end up catching feelings for the other person, which is like, it's fine. Like, if you guys are like both single, right? Like, that's fine. And if that's what you want. But I feel like, no, like in the long term, like that, you just can't be friends like with the opposite sex, because over time somebody is going to end up catching feelings for the other person.
I get it. So I have a girl best friend, and we've actually been on multiple vacations together. I think we've definitely been to Miami together. We've been to Mexico together. I want to say we've been to California together, but like I've never done anything with her. Like, that's like my girl best friend. And like, even when I was with my ex, I was just like, hey, just so you know, we're gonna get this out the way. I have a girl best friend, and this is her, and she comes with the package. So they end up meeting. They end up becoming friends. They end up like texting and everything. But I really feel like that me and her are like really, really just good friends, and nothing has ever happened. And it's funny because like even when my ex met her and other people met her, they're like, nah, for real, nothing's ever happened between y'all. Like, nothing's ever happened. I'm just like, no, like we're just cool. Now, obviously, I met her because I thought she was attractive, and we end up talking like to a certain extent. But after like maybe like one time hanging out, we're just like, oh, you just the homie. So it's just like, I just feel like, because it's been like now, I think I want to say, we've been friends for almost like 9 years now, maybe 8 years, 8 years minimum.
And she's never come off to you as like having like, I don't know, like feelings towards you either,
No,
like ever,
never.
even when
I
you're
mean,
like
maybe
basic?
like at the first beginning, maybe, but after like literally the first month, nothing, like no chemistry there, no anything.
Okay, so initially, like it does, like somebody had like in the beginning. But
In
then,
the
yeah,
beginning,
like,
of course. Yeah.
Then when you guys got to know each other, then it was just friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But of course, like I've been super drunk around her. I've been super blacked out drunk. I spent that at her house, and like nothing has ever happened.
That's okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I just feel like, I don't know, at least from like my experiences that I've had, like I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I feel like at some point like somebody catches feelings, but that's interesting that you guys never have. So that's
never.
Okay.
We've been on vacations together. I've tried to talk to friends of hers. You know what I mean? I'm like, when you gonna plug me one of your homegirls? You know what I mean? Like that. And I've seen her talk to other dudes like on vacation, and it's just like nothing. Like that's literally like my friend. Like even like I talk to her all the time. Like on Halloween, she's like, "What are you doing?" I was just like, "I'm going to a party." She's like, "Oh, I'm pulling up." Like that's like literally my girl best friend.
Okay. Well, that's good then. That's good
Yeah.
that you guys can still have like that good best friend. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do feel you. I've had other friends that like, you know what I mean, we're just like you said, sometimes someone's gonna catch feelings, and then or something's gonna happen, or you're gonna say something awkward when you're drunk, and it's just like, oh, well, this just got weird.
Yeah, especially when alcohol is involved. I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like
definitely.
yes, that
Definitely.
yeah, that's when I feel like lines get blurred and all that stuff. So
Have you ever had a situation like that where you were just like, oh, you know what? Because now you're saying that you disagree with that, but has a scenario happened where that's why you feel like that?
well, yeah, because I mean, I feel like some friends that I thought were like just like my good guy friends, like at some point over time, like I found out that they had feelings for me or whatever, like over time, or vice versa. Like I ended up like catching feelings for them. So I feel like
wow.
that, yeah. So I feel like that, yeah, that just that you can't, maybe for like a small period, and then eventually
Yeah.
I feel like somebody is going to catch feelings. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's crazy. But I feel like me and my homegirl, we're like super solid. At this point, it's just like, because at this point, I'll be honest. She's gonna hate me. But I feel like sometimes when you're like she's like literally my best friend, so I know everything about her. I know everything that she does, and it's just like you get to a certain point where it's just like, I see why you're single. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can see why no guy wants a part of this. So just like at that point, it's just like you know what I mean? Like you start to see their flaws, and you're just like, oh yeah, like I'm good on this.
Okay, but at the same time, it is good to have like a guy best friend. I feel like it is good to have a guy best friend because like for those like reasons, like and just being able to have like that male's perspective, I think is yeah.
Like it's cool. Like sometimes like she'll be like, hey, I'm about to send this guy a picture. Like which one looks the best? I'm like, oh, like number 3. Like send that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for those type of things, I think it's very beneficial.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like obviously we have a podcast now, so it's like a lot like I said earlier, this is my therapy. So a lot of these topics, I mean, you can go back and forth, but it's like before that, it's kind of cool that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need that girl best friend to be like, hey, like this is what happened. Like what happened? Like even with like when I was having problems with my ex, it's like, did I mess up? Because I can always own up to when I mess up. So it's like, be honest with me. Did I mess up? I should be like, nah. Like, you know what I mean?
That's good.
You did good. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Because sometimes you just need that. Like, because sometimes as men, we can have really big egos. And it's just like, I possibly messed that whole relationship up, but I don't want to admit to it or accept it.
Okay.
So it's just like, that's why I feel like having a girl best friend's good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it is good too. And, well, I do have one guy friend but I think that's like a different situation. But,
How?
But normally, like, I don't think how, it's just, I don't know. They're just like kind of similar to, well, no, because we've never like been attracted to each other, like ever. But like, but just like a really good, like solid guy friend. But yeah, I think normally that's not the case.
Yeah.
I will still stand by that. Like normally that's
Okay.
not always going to be the case.
So now a different perspective. So let's just say you meet a guy, same situation as me. You meet a guy and he's like, hey, I got a girl best friend. Because I ain't gonna lie, my girl best friend is not ugly. So you meet his girl best friend and she's kind of popping. You're just like, damn, like that's your best friend? How do you feel?
Well, especially because I already feel like men and women can't be like just best friends. So I don't think that I would be okay because I already feel that way, like just as a single person. So like I feel like, yeah, like I said, just because of my past experiences that I've had, like either I caught feelings, they caught feelings, like, at some point. So, yeah, I don't think that I would be okay with that because I mean, I'm not even okay with it right now being single.
So then how do you have that conversation? Because you expect him, let's say they've been friends for 4 or 5 years prior to you. So now you just expect him to drop his best friend, even though just because she's popping?
So no, not because of that, but because, like I said, with like my one guy best friend, like, I mean, I would never like drop him. So, but I mean, like, there's like, so, I mean, no, like, obviously, like, she was there before me, but like, would I love it? Like, no, that's not something that I would really, just because, like, I don't know,
So,
like.
Speaking to your guy best friend, vice versa, if you're dating a guy and he sees your guy best friend, is he going to feel intimidated?
Oh, no, not at all, because we're
I'm just saying look-wise. Because I'll be honest, my first ever relationship, she had a guy best friend. I was just like, who is this guy? Let me meet him. Then when I seen him, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, he can do whatever. Like, y'all can do whatever y'all want because it was just like I see why he's your best friend. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, for instances like that, yes, and I
Okay.
think that's like
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and like yeah, kind of similar to my guy's best friend.
So
too.
you're
There's like no
saying that
attraction
you
there
meet
at
a
all.
guy and his girl best friend is, let's just say, she's just not it. She's not it. Then you wouldn't care.
Gosh, I don't know. Because I did have a situation before where a guy that I was dating, like he did have a girl best friend and she definitely was not it. Like she was
Yeah.
not,
He was like,
and it
"Oh, I got
wasn't
nothing to
like
worry
anything
about."
like that. Like I don't know. I just like I don't know. I just think like I didn't love that situation. I feel like so yeah, I don't know. I just no, I think even if not that I just don't really love that. Like obviously like they're still friends
Yeah.
like to this day, but yeah, I just didn't like it. And it's not like there was nothing about her that like I
Yeah.
even had like a second thought that they would ever like cross any lines. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't love it.
So I feel like it's a thin line. Like it's just like, because it would be rough. Like let's say I'm dating a girl, and then like from another perspective, like she has a guy best friend, but he's like popping. Like he's like works at the club. He's like a model status type of guy. I'm just like, I don't know about that. That's kind of strange. But as I guess that's where the trust and communication just
Yes,
comes into play.
true.
So as long as I feel like that I can trust y'all, then I mean it's cool. You know what I mean? But also here's another perspective. Like again, I told you I've been had this girl best friend. Like,
Right.
I've had her for 8 years. Obviously, my last relationship was 4.5 years. So it's like I had her before you.
Yes.
Now, if I was to meet that same type of girl after, then I feel like that's weird. Like I feel like I'm not gonna like after a relationship, I'm not gonna meet any more girlfriends, like
Right.
friends that are girls, because that's just crazy.
Yes, no, that is very crazy. Like that is a good point because yeah, she did come, and I think I kind of mentioned that earlier too. But like just like if it's somebody that they've been in their life like way longer, then yeah, like that is fair. Like would I love it? Probably still not,
Yeah.
but no, like that is true that there definitely can't be like any like new ones because then
Yeah.
that's for sure like you're
Yeah.
not really friends. Like
Yeah.
at that point, I feel like I don't know. So yeah.
So you would have a problem, for instance, let's just say you're dating a guy and then he gets a new coworker who's the opposite sex, and then it's like, oh, she's cool, we're gonna go have coffee together. But it's after y'all have established a relationship. Because me,
Like-
I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah, no, I didn't I don't, and that's hard too, like at work because it's like, okay, like when you only have like so many people to be around, but like, yeah, I don't think that I love that situation either. Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, you can just see how like, I don't know, because especially like at work, like you spend so much time with them. So,
yeah.
so to think, okay, like maybe like they are just friends, but then I don't know because like sometimes I mean there's some coworkers that I've never like seen like as ever like that, but so I don't know. I feel like it just depends. Like I feel like it depends.
So okay, another scenario. We get a lot of scenarios. So let's just say you got a coworker and he's not it. You don't even like. You're like, oh, he's not it. Blah blah blah. But then he's like, oh, hey, let's go have a coffee, and y'all vibe at work. That's like your work bestie.
So that yes, work bestie. I feel like that is different. Like especially like they're like you're not attracted to them at all, and I feel like that is different because like again you are at work like most of your life,
Yeah.
most of your days are spent at work. So, and I feel like you need to have like that person to like when you're like stressed out or whatever that can make you like laugh or whatever, just that
Yeah.
so I feel like that is different, especially like, like you're not attracted to this person, but like you could just go to them to like, vent or laugh or, whatever. Yeah.
I get it. Me, I'm not having it. Like, I'm not having it. I'm gonna be honest.
Even if
let's
they're
just say,
not, even if they're not.
Because then you can't. I feel like you can't be hypocritical. Because let's just say you were the guy, right? You got work bestie. It sucks, but your work bestie ain't popping. Like it is what it is. But then he's like, I got a work bestie too. But then she comes out Starbucks, like heels on, sundress. She's popping. But that's work bestie.
Okay, but you can have a bestie, but you're think having a work bestie you cannot. But you can have like a best friend like that. You can have a best friend that looks good, and you feel like okay, like we're just friends. But then you would be like,
because I feel like we have a
bestie.
proven track record of just being friends. But I feel like if you meet someone now, like let's just say right now, because the job I'm at now, it's only been open for a year. So let's just say I meet a work. Let's say I was still with my ex, and I meet a work bestie there, and she's popping. Then I feel like that's kind of weird because it's like, oh, here's my work bestie. She comes out. She got the things out. She got the heels on. She got a dress on. It's just like it's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, a situation like that. But I'm saying, like, with somebody that's not even somebody that you're not even attracted to, and they're like, or vice versa. For if they weren't attracted to that person, and like they're not it. But you said you're not having it.
Exactly.
So even if they're not it, you're not having it. Like,
so here's the thing too, because it's like just because she's not my type doesn't mean that she's not attractive. So that's where it becomes a thin line. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's just say I got the work bestie, and she's getting hit on all the time, and I'm kind of thinking like, damn, she ain't even that cute, but she getting hit on all the time. Then it's like, okay, maybe she's just not attractive to me, but I feel like it's still kind of weird to bring her out, because it's just like maybe my girl would be like, damn, like that's your work bestie? Are you kidding me right now? I'm like, but I only see you. You know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes it's just.
Yeah, definitely can be blurred. But that's interesting that you think that way, like that you could have your bestie that's hot, but just because if you put it in a work situation, that it's different.
Definitely.
I don't see how, but okay.
I guess it's just because that's like before. Like it's just like before. Like I'm gonna be honest, if I had stayed with my first relationship, then me and her will probably never be work besties because I'm not an idiot. Like I know what she looks like. It's just like, so then I feel like that would have never happened because that's after me and her have been established. You know what I mean? So then after me and her break up, then it's like, oh, we're cool now. Like that's work besties. So now anyone after her, they just got to accept it. But I'm not going to meet any new work besties while I'm with a woman because it's just like, oh, I got enough friends.
Yeah, while you're with somebody, that's different. But I'm just talking about in general, like while you're single, like whatever.
Oh,
right now,
yeah.
like
I might have 4 work besties.
Okay.
Shout out the work besties.
All right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Clarifies it.
It clarifies it. What was next?
So the next topic that I wanted to talk about was emotional cheating. And why I brought this up, because I'm a huge Big Brother fan, okay? So, like, it's my favorite show.
I've never even seen that show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so you need to watch a season, and you will be obsessed. But I'm obsessed with the show. It's a reality TV show where they lock, like, 16 strangers in a house from all over the U.S., like 8 guys, 8 girls, very opposite personalities of everybody. They always put, like, some hot guys, hot girls in there, and so people that have relationships, people that are single, people that are married, all that stuff, right? And the goal is to come to the end and not get voted out. They play competitions, all that stuff, and you get, like, $750,000. Second place gets $75,000. So there
such
was
a big.
I know, right?
Like what?
It's a huge difference. But there was why I thought of this topic was because on the show there was a guy that came in on the show and he had a long-term girlfriend who they had been together for 7 years, and then he had his bestie in the house, right? And they it was very much like they never crossed any boundaries like sexually or even kissed or anything, but there was a lot of things there that is like you should not, you have a girlfriend of 7 years, this is not and so that's where it I was like, okay, I want to talk about this because there were things that they definitely
Can you
crossed
name
the line.
one situation? Like, what do they take a bath together or something?
So they would sleep in the same bed together. They would never sleep next to each other. They would sleep opposite, head and feet. But they're if you would just see their interactions and when they would hug each other, it was just not a friendly hug. It was just very much there was one thing that the internet went crazy on was one hug, he went to hug her and he his hands were under her strap of her shirt, there was just a lot of different things that were okay, you have a girlfriend of 7 years, this should not be happening. And a lot of they got very close in the house and stuff, and so just a lot of that where it from our viewers' perspective, like it looked like they crossed a lot of like definitely emotional cheating, like a lot of boundaries. So that's why I wanted to bring that topic up. And have you ever experienced this before? Like
I feel like that kind of goes into like a little bit of what we just talked about. But it's like I feel like you can definitely like emotional cheat. Like, okay, to give you an example, like have you ever worked at like an establishment where people have like work wives or work husbands and they proudly just like, oh, that's my work husband, that's my work wife. And it's just like at the end of the day, it's funny, it's cool,
Yes.
but you're saying this for a reason. And if you got a significant other at home, it's just like I just feel like that's kind of messed up to be like, oh, well, this is my work wife, blah, blah. Like, I'm going to do anything for my work wife.
Right. Well, yeah, if you have somebody at home, yeah, that's definitely, should not be, right? So for sure with that. But what about the emotional cheating part though? Like just like in general, like, I mean, I guess like we did talk about it a little bit because like your situation with kind of like your best friend or whatever, but like has there ever been like any instance for you where you feel like that, okay, like, yeah, there was no cheating, but maybe this is like, could be considered emotional
Maybe
cheating.
I don't exactly know what emotional cheating is, but I feel like, of course, like, I feel like there's been times, I'm going to be honest, there's been times where I have my chick at home. She's everything I wanted. Like, that's everything. But then it's like you're out and you see someone who is just like, dang, like, how can I put it? Like, she's popping. And you're just like, damn, like I know I got my girl home, but she's popping. And then maybe she's actually flirting with you. And then it's just like, you're kind of taking it too far. Like you didn't get her number or anything, but it's just like, you just kind of had that thought and you're just like, damn. Like, and then you start even second guessing, like, I'm looking at other women now. Like, is this even a thing? Or was she just that gorgeous? You know what I mean?
Okay,
That
so
it's just
what
like,
would you say that's considered to you?
that's
Like,
definitely
would you-
emotional cheating.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely like emotional cheating. Because you're not cheating, but
Right.
you're like emotional cheating. So it sucks. It sucks because you're gonna hate this, but it sucks. But like men, like when I talk to my guy friends and everything, it's like it's not that it's okay for us to cheat, but a lot of men have this perspective like, oh, I can cheat whether it's real cheating or emotional cheating, but it's only for the moment. Now they feel like women, they get emotionally attached and emotionally connected. So it's just like we think it's 10 times worse when y'all do it.
That is interesting. I mean, okay, so I had this conversation actually with somebody like just like this past weekend. So I have heard that from like a male's perspective too, but I mean, I think like both situations are not okay, right? Like why is it okay
definitely
for you
not.
to do it for
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a moment or like
Exactly.
whatever? But that is interesting to because he also had said the same thing too, that like it is worse when like a woman cheats versus he literally said pretty much the exact same thing that you did. Like it was like, yeah, but yeah. I don't know.
So I
Definitely
didn't know that. I didn't
interesting
know that.
perspective that is not okay, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, like with my ex, I'm not proud of this, but there was a point in time where I had met a girl, and I think I already knew this girl, whatever. But one day I was just like, "Hey, you're beautiful. Like you're just beautiful." And then my girl seen it and was just like, "That's messed up. Like, why would you say that?" I was just like, "You know what? I messed up." And she was like, "Whatever." But she was just like, she was mad for a little bit, but she was like, "Whatever. All guys are gonna cheat. It is what it is. Like, I'm just gonna deal with it." And I was just like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Like, I thought I was gonna be out. You know what I mean? Like, I thought like
That was nice
I was
of her.
emotionally packing already. like I'm out of
You
here.
would have been packing if you were my boyfriend. Like,
Exactly.
what the heck?
Exactly. But she was just like, whatever. Now, vice versa, I felt like if she would have done it, yeah, because I just feel like sometimes women do get like, because I knew how clingy she was, so I already know like if you emotionally cheat, then it's a little bit different. Like it's a little bit deeper when it comes to emotionally cheating.
Okay. All right.
So have you
very
ever
interesting.
emotionally cheated?
Okay, so
It's getting spicy.
No,
It's getting spicy.
So this was like 13 years ago. But so I was with somebody that I was dating, and I knew that he was gonna break up with me.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little different because I forget the exact situation where what happened, but I knew that he was gonna break up with me, and I was talking to a friend Like,
Oh.
and I feel like, so this is again why I just feel like just from my past, like, yeah, my past friends or whatever, I'm like, guys and girls can't just be friends. But I was telling him because at the time I thought that he was a good, like, guy friend and would, you know, like, hey, like, this is what's happening, like, this is the situation, whatever. And then he got like super flirty with that like conversation, and then a little bit. It is definitely my fault too. Like I got like a little flirtatious back too. Like nothing like, but definitely were that like emotional, like you know, because technically like I'm still with somebody, even though I know he's gonna break up with me, right?
Yeah.
Like the next time that I see him, but like so that has happened to me before, and yes, and I think that's why I also feel like guys and girls could not be
Wow.
friends because of that situation. I'm like, wow, like originally I was thinking like, oh, hey, like, I just need your advice on this situation, like from a male's perspective.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he did give me like advice and all that, but then he was also like very flirtatious and all that too. But
Yeah.
so, yes, that has happened to me.
How did you know he was gonna break up with you?
Because, so it was just, so I knew because, we had not like seen each other like in a couple days, and he was getting like really weird like it when we would like talk on the phone or like text messages. So I just knew like it was coming, like it was just, and he was just waiting till like, oh, because I think he even said like he needed time or like space or whatever to think about some things. And so I was like, okay, like we're like he's obviously like the next time like he sees me, like, so I was already like I knew. And so yeah, so I was sharing with my friend what was happening, and that situation occurred. So that is why I think.
So I have a deep question for you. Do you feel like you can emotionally cheat without knowing you can emotionally cheat? Like, and I'm gonna elaborate. Like, let's say you're in a relationship and you have like this person and y'all are cool, and then right when you end your relationship, you're like, damn, I'm gonna hit that person up, but you never looked at them like that before. But now you're just like, dang, they're kind of popping today. Let me see if I can take them out.
I mean, I think you can without knowing it for sure. Yeah. And then I think too, because, well, now, like if you're, you know, single and yeah, like maybe so I think for sure you can, like without knowing it, but maybe you look at them differently now that you're single and like maybe that you've got to know this person over time. Again, that's why I feel like guys and girls can't be friends, is because like I don't know, like so look at like this scenario that you just gave, like so yeah, so I feel like yeah, or maybe I've just been.
That's another reason why I feel like, because it's like every time I get out of a relationship, I've never thought to hit my best girlfriend up and be like, oh hey, like let's go out, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like I feel like they can be. I feel like it's a rare, like, thing, but I feel like a lot of times if you meet the right one, that you can actually be like friends.
Yes.
You just haven't experienced it.
Like, yeah, no, because like I said, I have like my one, but like that's a very different situation. I feel like, but because yeah, like none of us are attracted to each other at all. But like I feel like I feel like that is a very rare, and that usually like that for a lot of other instances, like over time, like if that other person is like attractive or whatever, that it's like somebody's gonna catch feelings.
So give me an example of emotional cheating, like something that you're not gonna stand for.
Well, I was kind of just bringing some up about like the whole Big Brother thing, like okay, and a little different because like they're locked in, but not really because they're locked in a house, all that stuff. But just like flirtatious. Basically just being like flirtatious and just being flirtatious, just crossing the, like if you have to like think about it or think how it comes off or whatever, like yeah, I feel like that's, you know, like if you have to question it or like after or like you said, like, you know, just like thinking you're in a relationship with somebody and you're thinking about like this person, like all of a sudden that like, you know, so I feel like yeah, like that's like because you're like already there and you're like thinking about these things, and I feel like that would be,
I feel like the Big Brother situation too, like as a man you got to be smart enough to read the room, like to give you an example, like I'll be honest, my best friend, she has a pretty big butt, so like her name is saved and there's a peach emoji there because she has a big butt. But like when I got in my relationship, it's like I would never comment on her butt anymore because that's just disrespectful. because it's just like you have to read the room. Like maybe this whole time I have this friend and I'm like hugging her underneath her bra, or maybe even like a little crazy hug. But I feel like once you get in a relationship, that has to stop. You just got to be able to read the room. And if you can't, and if you still do that, then it's just like, what are you doing? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, definitely. Because why would you be doing those things, right? Like if you're, yeah.
Exactly. Sometimes you got to like put your head in your significant other's head and be like, all right, the perception is just wrong. It is what it is, just wrong. And
Yes.
you
definitely.
just gotta like push on that, you know?
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
agree for sure.
All right, final topic. You brought this up, but I think the topic was, are men intimidated by women who like have their stuff together, or maybe they're just like a successful woman or something of that?
Yes.
Do you feel like that men are intimidated by you? Because I feel like you got your stuff together.
So, well, this is why I asked it, because it's like it has happened to me a couple of times. Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. So recently, like, hopefully this person does not watch this because he does, but whatever. So okay, over the
Now
summer,
you feel like my shoes. 'Cause every episode, I'm like, I hope you don't see this. I hope you don't see this.
he probably will, because he definitely checks my stories, but hopefully he doesn't see this. But so I was talking to this person over the summer. We met on a dating app, and he was a bartender, like, and so yeah, so we were talking for a little bit, right? And we were just getting to know each other, and just one day randomly, like, because, you know, like, from just getting to know each other, like, asking, like, you know, like, what I do for work, like, about school, like, you know, just goals and all that stuff. Like, one day he had mentioned, he's like, oh, you have, you know, like, you own a house, you're trying to buy a second house, like, you're going to school for your master's, like, he was, like, listing all these things, and then he's like, and I'm just a bartender. He's like, you're making me feel so bad about myself. And I'm like, what? How am I making you feel bad about yourself? Like, and that's more of like a you thing, like, not me. So, but, and then I've gotten it before from other guys too. So I was like, I wanted to see, like, from your perspective, like, about that, like, from a male's perspective, like, has that been like, has a woman who's had her things together, has it ever been like intimidating for you, or in a male's perspective?
For me personally, definitely not, because it's just like me. I'm about, like, let's say if I get into a relationship, or if I dig someone, it's just like I want to learn from you as well too. You know what I mean? So it's just like if I see you're successful and maybe I'm not where I want to be at in life, then it's like I can pick up a few things to learn that you're gonna teach me. Now I'll be honest, when I was younger, like with my ex-wife, I remember like I had like a crappy job or whatever. And then she was about to get like a job where she was gonna make more money than me, and I was just like, let me go find something better. You know what I mean? But it like motivated me. But like, it doesn't bother me. Like this last time, because me and my ex are both in the hospitality industry, so I had got a job where, I'll be honest, like I wasn't making like that much more in tips, and sometimes she'd come home and make like double, triple what I made, and it's just like, but it didn't bother me, because it's just like I'm glad for you, like.
Right. So that's how I feel too. And I'm like, okay, like that's definitely more of like a him thing. Like, I don't know. Obviously, maybe he's a little bit insecure or something, because I'm like, how does that have anything? You know, that's more of like a you thing. But like you said, because you should, like, if anything, yeah, like it should be like a motivator, not something that's like, yeah, like, okay, like maybe I need to, you know, do something different or like whatever. But definitely motivating, not like.
Like another perspective too is, let's just say like cause I'm a bartender, and I'll be honest, like I'm not doing bad out here, but it's just like I'm a bartender, and it's just like if I have everything, maybe I'm not as successful as she is, but if my life is good and I can still take us out, I can still pay for stuff, I can still go on vacations, and I'm never like broke, then it's just like, who cares? Now if that woman's like downplaying me, like, oh, like, are you ever gonna like do something else, like, oh, are you just gonna play the game today, like, you know what I mean, then it's just like, all right, then that's a problem. Right. But I mean, if that person is acceptance of me, then it's just like, who cares? Right. Like, you know what I mean? As long as I can, you know what I mean, do like provide as well. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say you're like, oh, I want to go on a vacation. It's just like, I can't go on a vacation. I just can't afford it. Like, then it's just like, all right, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right,
as a female perspective, would you ever like, let's just say you meet someone, but they just don't have it together, but they're doing okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they pay for dinner here and there, but they're just not where they want to be at in life. Are you going to downplay them? Are you going to push them to do better? Or are you just going to accept them how they are?
I mean, so I'm gonna like obviously like if I'm talking to them, I'm gonna accept them how they are, right? Like that would be up to that person to want to like further and do better. Like obviously, like I would hope that like if they're not where they want to be, that they would be doing those things to like get there and not just like stay like unless that's what they're comfortable with. But then, I feel like. Yeah, if they want to like do better and maybe just they're just not where they're at right now, like that's fine. But as long as they're like working towards like goals and things, then it's different if you're just like, I guess like staying complacent and all that, like versus like if you're actually just trying to like,
It's okay because now like I ask a lot of women like, oh, what causes the breakup? And sometimes they say that their significant other just got too complacent in life. How long do you give that person? And usually it involves, like, to give you an example, I've talked to quite a few women who they're just like, oh, yeah, like, at the beginning of a relationship, we were going out, we were doing this, now we don't really go out no more. The other guy's gaining weight, he just wants to play video games all day, they never go out. So it's like, how long do you give that person to, like, build himself?
That is hard because I could see how that is, can happen, and I feel like that happened to me one time too, and I don't know how long to say to give them, like, because I feel like there's like so many different factors that could come into play, but like I guess enough time to like if they realize that like they want to, like I said again, it's different if they're like okay with just and they're not like they're okay with just like playing video games or like whatever the situation is, if they're just okay with that. But if they actually like want to because maybe they just like fell in a little bit of a funk or whatever, like if they're like actively like working on those things, like that's different. And I feel like it's different if they are taking those steps and then because obviously like it takes time to so I feel like to put a time limit on it is kind of hard. But like just kind of seeing like, okay, like is this something that you're just talking about, or are you actually going to like start doing things to like better yourself in your life or whatever the situation is? So the timeline I feel like is a little just tricky. It just depends.
No, I feel like because maybe sometimes it's like it may take longer to basically like progress in whatever they're trying to do, whatever goals they're trying to accomplish. So I feel like you kind of just got to go off of if they're actually trying. But now if they're just like, if they're just talking about it, and you see them not applying anything to their goals, and it's just like 2 years is just like,
that's
you're still
different.
just talking.
Because then at that point it's like it's just words and they're just talking, they're not doing anything about it. So it's like, do you really want to are you really trying to better yourself or whatever? So that's a completely different situation.
So final question, vice versa. Are you intimidated by, I mean, probably not, but intimidated by a guy? Let's just say they're like $200,000 a year salary. They got a vacation house in like Buffalo, New York, and they live here. Like, are you intimidated by that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Definitely different from a male and female perspective, but no, that's not something that's like intimidating, like for a female, but but that's why I want to know about
crazy.
the male's perspective view.
So this is crazy. Do you feel like that we have a lot more pressure because it's like it's like, let's be honest here. You just said a whole scenario where a guy was like, oh, you got this, and I feel like my life is shit. And then now it's just like, you're like, oh, I'm not intimidated at all by a $250,000 a year salary vacation house in New York. It's like, damn. Like, I'm not there yet.
and it is like aspiring too, right? Like you're like, oh, like dang, like like it's like I feel like if anything, like it should be like a motivator too, But yeah, no, definitely not intimidated by that. But like I said, like it is different and that's why I wanted to see your perspective on it because because of that situation that happened with me. So it was like,
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was just like, that's crazy that you would, but okay.
Yeah. And no offense, but like, let's just say if I meet a girl and she's like just working at like Walmart for like 4 years and nothing has come of it, then it's just kind of like, all right, like, what are you really doing here? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, the pressure's on us, guys. It is what it is.
It is.
Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe to the podcast. Don't forget about our Instagram, and
TikTok coming.
TikTok is on the way, and I'm excited to have our first guest with us next week.
Yeah. And if there's anything you want us to particularly talk about, let us know in the comments. Start commenting because I like, you can roast me, you can do whatever. Just say whatever you like, but we want to hear more comments, more feedback. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to give you the male, the female perspective. And remember, there's always two sides.
To every story.
Two sides, same mic.